Welcome back to episode 2 of Narrating Fortnite. We are here with a new random team, and it appears as though we are all headed in the same direction. It does help when your team starts by working together and not bailing on each other, going to all four corners of the map. So it does look like we have a good start to this round. We will land here and make an attempt to procure some weapons and ammunition. First off, the challenge is to procure a weapon fast enough just in case another team lands. Now, what I have found is that for about the first 5 minutes of the game, you are pretty much on your own, and you need to be good enough to take care of yourself while everyone else is procuring their weapons and their ammunition. And so the goal is, if you do meet with enemies, opponents, we can take care of them. So I have a decent collection of weapons that I think I'm pretty happy with. I do like to continue and collect ammunition because very often I have a tendency to run out of ammunition. Looks like we have some action already. Sometimes I use the old spray and pray and just start shooting wherever to see if I happen to hit anything. This little suitcase gun, I'm never quite sure whose it is, so I always end up shooting at it just to then realize that it belongs to my team. So we'll go through and continue collecting weapons and continue taking care of these guys. Now, in this entire round, no one talks the entire time. I don't know if they just don't like me, or perhaps they just don't have microphones, or perhaps they just don't want to have a conversation. But we will go through here and see what we can find. Again, as I have previously stated, much of this game is just wandering around, and I think I have a good assortment of weapons, so I will just run in circles and pretend like I'm helping my team. Going down below here in the vault, there are some neat things to procure in our inventory. I do know that people get angry when you take their loot, so I like to always hang back and be a courteous player to my teammates, and I'll typically go in after the fact and see if there is anything I might enjoy taking along with me, but there doesn't seem to be too much stuff in this area. Now, I don't really have anything to do, so we will just wander around a little more and see if we can come across. Ow! That guy just threw an explosive device in my general direction. So we're going to take a look and see if we can find an opponent. I am trying to get to higher ground on top of the roof specifically, and it is working less than expected. Got one of them. I see another one. We're looking pretty good now. We have taken care of these guys, so there's another one. So we will go through the loot that was dropped from the previous players just to see if there's anything we need. I don't see much. I do like to have 3 med kits in my inventory, and I do like to fill up my shields before I hit the road, but I do not see another shield in close proximity, and my team has left me. Now, one thing about this round is that since no one is talking to anyone, people just leave, and they just leave me, and I don't typically pay very close attention to the map until it's too late and realize that everyone has left me, and then I'm back to running to try to catch up with them, because I have a tendency to not do very good when I'm on my own, which is why if you are working as a team, your team communicates and stays in close proximity to each other. So we will go around and collect more ammunition, and realistically I am just pretending like I am actually doing something, but I'm actually just running around. I do see a G-Wagon, and if you have seen any of my previous videos, you will know that I do like the G-Wagon. I see we have our magical blue snooze juice here for getting our shields up. So back to the G-Wagon. I will make note of where that G-Wagon is located at, because I know that I will need that G-Wagon at some point in the future. Hopefully it is in good working condition, and hopefully my friends here will go for a ride with me in the G-Wagon. So we're in this basement place here, and I'm going to wander around and pretend like I know what I'm doing, and pretend like, and I see that people left me again. So I'm going to try to catch them. Now, why run when you can ride in the G-Wagon? So we're gonna snag this G-Wagon and take it for a nice little test drive and see if we can head into the direction of some action, because we have not seen any action for quite a while. But let's refuel this puppy so that we can be good to go and have plenty of fuel so we don't run out in the middle of a firefight. Now, this gas station does not have very many resources aside from fuel for the fuel tank. Typically, I do like to reposition my vehicles for a quick getaway. Now, I see the map here, and I see that everyone left me behind again. So, we're going to drive the G-Wagon and see if we can catch up to them. Now, the theme for this episode is leaving people behind, as I am left behind. Now watch real close here. We just got some wildlife, and I was the first player in the game to get that wildlife, if you read the screen. So back to this theme on leaving people. In this round, I have been left multiple times by my teammates who I was hoping would be my friends, but they just keep leaving me. This, however, will come back to haunt them, because at the end, I will leave them. But more to come on that later in the game. If you did see, I picked up one of those large bottles of snooze juice. I'm not sure if I will end up using it, but along with the med kits, it is always good to have a backup plan. In Boy Scouts, the Boy Scout motto is be prepared. Thus, I am being prepared and making sure I have the necessary and essential components for completing this round as a good teammate. So thinking about the checklist here, I have a good assortment of weapons, check. I have a decent amount of ammunition, check. I have a G-Wagon that with a full fuel tank, check. And my entire team is still alive, so that's a check. Currently, there are 24 players left in the game. My team accounts for 4 of those players, so there are still 20 people left to eliminate. I have found that when you first jump out of the bus, if you choose a location slightly off the beaten path, you have a much better opportunity to last a lot longer in the game, as many of the players get eliminated right along the track that the bus is taking. So we've jumped up here to the floating island looking for more stuff, and we have stuff falling from the sky. Again, I like to hang back and be a nice person, because people get angry when you take their stuff, and because I am a good teammate, I don't want to make these people angry at me. Now, one benefit of the island is having the high ground, and this gives you a distinct advantage. Additionally, I have a weapon with a nice sight that allows me to see really, really far, and this also allows me to shoot really, really far with some degree of accuracy. If only I knew who these people were shooting at, I could possibly help my team. But I see no one. I hear people pointing other people out. Oop, got him. I see him, but he is so tiny. The tiny little guy is just so far away. Got him. So we're gonna see if we can pick off a couple of these people. We're down to 20 people left in the match. Got him. I hear some gunfire from this direction. Just trying to take care of the same guy. And we're back to waiting. I see no one. Now, one of the things I do like to think about on the island is where the jump pad is, because I specifically identify where it is, and literally 10 seconds later I can't find it. And in that 10 seconds, the storm always comes, and then I can't find it, and I wander around and I get lost in the storm because I can't find the jump pad that I just found 10 seconds prior. And we have those couple guys 100 million miles away that we are attempting to eliminate, which is of low probability with my low level of skills with these weapons. But my team is shooting at them, and if I shoot at them too, then my team thinks that I am helping them out. And given that you can't tell if your team hit a guy or not, they don't know that I am not hitting anybody and just shooting in the general direction. But every once in a while I do land a shot, and I feel like I'm helping out my team. It's about this time I see the storm closing in quickly, and I attempt to find the jump pad that I cannot find. But I do know that there is a second one that we can utilize, and I see one of my teammates has already bailed on me and found a nice little position in the windmill. So we're going to join our team. I sure would have been nice for him to let me know, just like I let them know that there's some of these barrels of snooze juice. But nobody wants to join me for a drink, so we will replenish our shields and health, and I see everybody left me again. But I also see a G-Wagon. So we'll take this G-Wagon and see what we can do. And that high ground is essential for success. Seems like there's quite a few people. Got him. Currently there are 7 participants, 4 of which are on my team, which means there are 6 now. 6 participants, 5 participants left. At this point, I am feeling pretty good about this round because 4 of those participants are myself, and 1 must be the other guy. So if my team would participate and jump in the G-Wagon, we could reposition ourselves and look for this remaining character that we were trying to eliminate. But the purple guy, 5 guys 0005, ran off and got himself knocked down because he left the party. And now we have 6 opponents, and now we have 7 opponents, and now we have 8 opponents playing this game. So all that work that we did got wiped out because one guy left the party and went on his own. But again, having that high ground proves to be beneficial. I see the old suitcase gun seems to be working. Of course, I don't realize that it's my own teammate's suitcase gun. And so this is where it gets interesting, because we have one guy that's out, one guy that's down. I'm up here with a guy, and the storm is moving quickly. So I'm going to bail on my team, and I'm going to leave them behind. And that guy just jumped off the side of the bridge, and he got eliminated. So this is where I leave you behind. I thought about going back and seeing if I could help them out, and then I decided, nah, you left me, so I'm gonna leave you, and we're gonna see how this is going to end up. There are 3 people watching me, which are my 3 teammates, and they're probably sad because I left them behind. And the lesson of the day is to not leave your teammate behind, or he'll win the game and take all the credit.